For over 4 decades, he was the definition of American resilience on screen. The wisecracking cop in a tank top. The haunted psychologist who saw dead people. The blue-collar roughneck saving the world. Bruce Willis built a legacy on a persona of unwavering awareness, sharp wit, and defiant control. Life's cruelest irony is that the very thing which made him an icon, his formidable, expressive mind, is now under siege by a disease that steals those qualities first. In 2022, his family announced his retirement due to aphasia, later specified as frontotemporal dementia. But in early 2026, they shared a detail that makes this journey even more heart-wrenchingly complex. Bruce Willis is living with anosognosia. He is, due to the literal damage in his brain, largely unaware that he is ill. This is not denial. This is not Hollywood stoicism. This is a direct neurological symptom. It means the man who fought terrorists on the Nakatomi Plaza cannot comprehend the battle happening within his own skull. And it fundamentally changes how we must understand his family's painful, loving decision in late 2025 to move him into a separate, specially equipped home for round-the-clock professional care. This isn't a story of abandonment. It's a masterclass in advanced, agonizingly necessary love. To understand why, we must journey into the most personal regions of the human brain. Let's map the battlefield. Frontotemporal dementia. Unlike Alzheimer's, which typically begins with memory loss, FTD targets the frontal and temporal lobes, the CEO and the communications hub of your personality. Here, in the prefrontal cortex, resides your executive function, judgment, impulse control, empathy, and planning. Behind your temples, in the temporal lobes, live language comprehension and the nuanced recognition of social cues and emotions. FTD is a disease of insidious erosion. Proteins misfold and accumulate, causing these specialized neurons to wither and die. The brain, quite literally, loses its connections to itself. So, what does this loss look like in a human life? It can manifest as behavioral variant FTD, a profound change in personality. A once kind person becomes impulsive, socially inappropriate, or emotionally flat. They may lose all interest in family, hobbies, or hygiene. Primary progressive aphasia, the devastating loss of language. Words vanish. The ability to speak, read, or understand what is spoken slowly dissolves into silence. Now, layer on anosognosia. This is not a psychological defense mechanism. It is a direct result of damage to the brain's self-monitoring networks, particularly in the right frontal and parietal lobes. The brain loses its ability to compare its current state to its past state, to generate the meta-thought, something is wrong with me. The person may notice they are dropping things or forgetting words, but they attribute it to tiredness or stress. The concept of a degenerative disease cannot take hold. This is why forcing awareness on someone with anosognosia is not just futile, it is neurologically impossible and deeply distressing. This science illuminates the Willis family's heartbreaking reality. Emma Hemming Willis, his wife, has spoken of sadness and grief, but also of their mission to raise awareness. When they share that Bruce is unaware, they are explaining why he cannot participate in his own care in a traditional way. The move to a professional care home in 2025 is the logical, loving culmination of this reality. It is not a removal from a family. It is the creation of a safe, structured environment tailored to his neurological needs, allowing his wife and 5 daughters to transition from 24/7 medical managers back to being a wife and daughters who can visit, hold his hand, and share moments of connection, however they now manifest. Looking back at his prolific career with this knowledge is a haunting exercise. FTD is not caused by stress or work. But were there signs? The shift in the 2010s to a rapid output of direct-to-video films, which some critics noted had a distant quality, was that the choices of an aging star or the earliest, subtle whispers of a changing brain? We cannot and should not diagnose retrospectively, but it forces us to see that the hero who always saved the day was, like all of us, human, vulnerable to a biology that shows no mercy to fame or fortune. Bruce Willis's story today is no longer an action narrative. It is a neurological one. It is a caregiver's story. It is a story of a family using their platform to shine a light on a misunderstood disease. The man who taught us to face overwhelming odds with a smirk may never understand the legacy he is building now. But in their transparency about anosognosia, about professional care, about grief and love coexisting, the Willis family is providing a public service far greater than any blockbuster. They are showing us the true anatomy of dignity in the face of a disease that strips it away, and redefining what it means to be strong long after the credits have rolled. Stay curious. Stay compassionate